Hello. What are the implications to social work of understanding your child's development? Social workers have a very difficult job. They have to use observations and interviews to assess a child and their family when there are concerns about the child's welfare. Areas of decision making can include any of the following: the provision of supportive and preventative services, the likelihood of future harm, whether a child should be removed from home, if it is safe to return a child to home, or if a permanent alternative placement is necessary. There are several approaches to the assessment, including a diagnostic approach leading to the diagnosis of the problem, a predictive approach leading to a prediction indicating if the child is in danger, a broad social assessment, an assessment that looks at broader elements of the child's life, or a bureaucratic assessment, assessments that are regulated through defined procedures. While the assessment is the what, knowing the signs of healthy development in children is the how and the why. How is the child you are assessing performing when compared to children the same age? How is the child acting out aggressively, a sign that the child lacks the ability to regulate? And why is a 5-year-old afraid to be left alone? Social workers need to be trained on the stages of child development in order to provide appropriate recommendations for the child and his or her family. The Ashford text does a good job of dividing the various stages of childhood and looking at each stage by examining both the milestones and hazards using the biopsychosocial framework. Question 2. Is the ASQ a good tool to use with populations of the Southwest? This was my first time utilizing the ASQ. It appears to be a good tool to assess age-specific developmental stages in children. It was easy to administer, and the 5-year-old that I interviewed was very excited about answering my questions and performing the tasks that I asked him to perform. The questions for the parents were very broad, which allowed the parent to share a lot of details about the child. The boy I interviewed, JM, is 5. He was a bundle of energy. On the day of our interview, his sister was his constant shadow, and she's 4. They ran around the house, showing me how fast they could run. They jumped, and they showed me all of their favorite toys. It was interesting being able to connect the information that I had learned in the Ashford text with JM. He displayed many of the milestone biopsychosocial stages. His gross motor skills were demonstrated by how he threw and caught a ball. His fine motor skills were on display in his ability to copy shapes and write his name. And his communication skills were very apparent as he answered the multiple questions I asked. 2 hazards that were uncovered in the interview were that JM has asthma and has got to get breathing treatments, and that he is wetting himself at school because he refuses to use the school bathroom alone. He has no problem using the bathroom at home, and mom is not aware of any activity taking place in the school bathroom that will result in this fear. I found myself asking the mom a lot of questions, trying to uncover this mystery. Question 3. What did you learn from this experience? And reflect on your experience. This experience was my first exposure to the work that some social workers perform regularly. We have all probably heard the horror stories of children that were returned to their parents only to be abused and killed. The work social workers perform is extremely important. They should not be burdened with too many cases that make doing a proper assessment impossible. And they should be paid a wage that recognizes the life or death importance of their work. While I don't want to work with young children, this assessment helped me appreciate the importance of having a solid background in child development and the importance of details on the assessment. I'm Toni Shaw. Thank you.